Very delayed for me. What's up, everybody? Oh, it's Investing Bros with some technical glitches once again. Guys, thank you so much for tuning in this morning. It is June 27th. That makes it a Tuesday, and we have a great show lined up for you guys today because as that title suggests, Bitcoin's rally looks like it's ready to resume. We're going to talk about why in this episode. Make sure you do not go anywhere. Also, BlackRock's ETF might have somebody else in the way. That's going to be a big problem for them. Do we see another ETF being approved before BlackRock? Make sure you don't go anywhere. We're going to cover that in the news section. Guys, it's going to be a great show. Go ahead and smash that like button. If you are new here, we are the Investing Bros, the most generous crypto community in all of YouTube. Make sure you're subscribed to the channel for everything you need to know about crypto, about stocks, everything about investing so you can invest for yourself. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button. I got two fantastic co-hosts joining me this morning. Starting off with Mr. T. Shroom, the Florida man. How you doing this morning, T. Shroom?
Well, Tim, I'm doing better than I deserve. Yesterday was a rough L on around the blockchain, but I had fun and got to learn a lot about speculation around who Satoshi Nakamoto even is. So that was a lot of fun. I do have a quote for us this morning. We've almost, I don't think we've ever quoted David Bowie, but he said, "I don't know where I'm going from here, but I promise it won't be boring." So hopefully that's the sentiment that we put out here at the Investing Bros as well. So kick it back over to you, Tim. Having a great morning.
Yeah, it is a great morning, and you know, maybe I'll have to start my own little segment. Tim's quote today. Share my screen here, Piper. This is why T. Shroom is doing better than he deserves on the regular basis.
Oh, Timmy.
It's rough. But I'll never complain about my job again after seeing this. And the question is in chat, what is happening here? T. Shroom and I are having a little pre-show discussion. Maybe people know. I don't know. My guess was that this is a pregnant elephant and the baby is breech and he's got to go in to fix it. Because I know in horses, they stick their hands in, but an elephant is massive. What do you guys think this guy is doing up the butthole of an elephant?
Constipation. Elephant constipation.
I have no idea.
It.
We'll have to see. Goodness gracious. All right. Well, we're also joined by Army Piper this morning. Piper, I hope that you haven't been anywhere near an elephant recently. How are you doing this morning?
I can't complain, man. I'm doing pretty good. I will say this, that there have been some times that I would have taken that job over my job in the Army, because the Army has something similar to that, except we call it the big green weenie, and it will get you every time. So, yeah, so there you go.
I don't even know.
By the way, this is my final Tuesday in the Army ever. So,
wow.
Hey, come on.
This Friday is my official last day in the Army. July 1st, I will be officially civilian Piper. It is going to be 3 days in a wake up. Let me see here. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Yeah, 3 days in a wake up before I'm a civilian. So,
okay,
nice,
awesome.
You can't complain.
Just in time for the 4th of July.
Yes. Freedom Day has a whole new meaning for me this year.
So the stars are always aligned for Army Piper. I'll give you that.
It's true. Well, guys, we're about to jump into the crypto, but we got to start off with a ritual on this show that we have learned very much so if we do not do. The technical difficulties just get worse and worse and worse and worse. And that is the reading of the names in chat. Now, people are going to say that I was the first in chat. I just want the record to show. No, I was not. All three of us have sign-ins to Investing Bros. So Piper used a little bit of a cheat code. He uploads the stream.
That was T. Shroom.
All right, never mind. T. Shroom, used in the Investing Bros chat, says first, and that was first. So shout out to us. Good job, team. A mellow fellow was the first watcher, though, to comment. And he said, "Good morning," and money grab. Is it money get or money grab? Because some people say money get, but it would make more sense to say money grab. Either way, he says GM and MG Bros. He actually got the first two comments in there from watchers, because he also said, "You can't beat me, Tim." But again, it was T. Shroom. Piper also joined in with his own account saying, "Let's go." Mr. J is also here this morning saying, "Good morning." Crypto Pew Pew Cruz is here as well. Mike Play. Here we go. Njafoa Terrence, or just Jemfoa Terrence, but I want to slip that N in there silently or subtly. Njafoa Terrence Welcome. Love the name. Crux of Crypto with the Blue Wrench is here as well. Dustin Singer. I see Dustin Singer comment all the time, but I never get to read his name. So it's very good to see your name in here, Dustin. I know you've been a big fan of the channel now for a long, long time. So thank you so much for your support. Crypto Ben Franklin, everyone's favorite non-president. I heard some disturbing things about Ben Franklin this week. Did you guys know that his house in England that he owned, they found when they were doing some digging, I think it was like 12 or 13 different sets of bones, human bones. And some people are like, oh, it's because he was doing like science experiments with another guy. Like they tested corpses because they're doing science or whatever. And someone pointed out, they're like, why would he bury the bones and the bodies in his basement if he's just doing science experiments? So some weird stuff about Ben Franklin that I learned this week. But we're going to stick with he's our favorite non-president. Just a little tidbit. You learn new things every day. Did either one of you guys know that? Have you ever heard about that
No.
in England?
No, I've never
feeling.
heard about that.
I kind of had.
I knew
that was the case.
I knew that he watched our show, but I did not know he had dead bodies buried around. Him and I have a lot more in common than I thought.
And we're going to keep moving on. Yair Navarro is here. Manolito Gula is here. Eric Wallen is here. Al Bundles Crypto Trappa is here. Mike Lowry with the Blue Wrench. Brian D is here. OBC is here. Gia S. Justin Eubanks. Cryptex with the Blue Wrench is here as well. Bedridden is here. Love Bedridden being in here. I hear Bedridden is freaking crushing it in the trading game right now. Maybe we'll hear more about that later. Average Crypto Joe is here. And let's get 3 more. Ooh, this is a fun one. Avocado bacon. Right now.
That sounds delicious.
That's a good name. That's a good name we have here. Alex Green is also here. And the last one we're going to read for today is Mr. Ninja Glock. Thank you to everybody who's in chat. Guys, there's a lot of names I did not have the ability to read this.
Yeah, I want to point out something here. First of all, everyone that said, thanking me for my service, thank you guys. I appreciate the support and the love. You guys make it all worth what we do, right? What I do, what I did. Now I'm an investing bro. I'm a crypto bro now. It's okay. Yeah. But I want to give a shout out to Eric Wallen for his comment. He won the internet today about your picture. What it is? Can someone tell me what is going on here in this elephant picture? He said that is the birth of Gary Gensler.
Oh.
All right.
Love it.
What a way to end that, guys. If I didn't say your name, it is not because I don't love you, because I do love each and every single last one of you. It is just time to go ahead and move on with the show. And I'm interested. Mr. J gave a $20 donation. Thank you so much, Mr. J. But he didn't comment anything. Do we see any comment later? Did he, Mr. J, make a comment, and we're going to make sure to grab it because I don't know if that was a glitch or if you just really love us and you want to give $20. Just so you guys know, before we move on, in case anyone's wondering, when we say we're the most generous crypto community in all of YouTube, that is because 20% of everything that comes in here goes right back out to charity. And the other 80% is not going to any of our pockets. It is going to continue to produce good content. We have an editor on team now, though. That's awesome. He edits those afternoon videos. Make sure you guys go check them out. Recaps the show. We're going to do more stuff with that as well. And we want to be hiring a writer here soon so we can be producing more content. Every single dollar that you guys give to this channel in any way whatsoever is going to be going into creating content and going back out into the community to do good in this world. That's why we are the most generous crypto community ever. So just so you guys know, that's a little bit about us. Let's go ahead and dive in, though, to our economic update this morning. We always start off looking at the economy and anything big that has happened recently or is coming soon that you need to be aware of. Piper, what are we seeing this morning?
All right, Tim. So let's jump in here. Taking a look. Today we got durable goods, guys. You remember me talking about that this was not a major economic thing. It is a red block event, but not a major factor of what they look at when they're doing inflation, or when they're calculating inflation for interest rate hikes. But it does show a level of demand to produce goods, right? So we had showed that it was going to be a consensus of negative 1%. Or a forecast of 0.9%. It actually was not negative at all. It was actually up 1.7%. So the demand is there for companies to get durable goods to create products. So there you go. That's what we got there. Nothing big going on today besides that. But We got Chairman Jerome Powell, J Powell, as Tom Crown would say, over here talking tomorrow, and then he's got another one on Thursday. But the big one, guys, again, that I keep watching. This is going to be the one to watch. Friday, June 30th. We're going to have core PCE price index coming in, and on top of that, we're going to have the futures contracts closing out for a lot of Bitcoin and ETH futures trades. So that's all on Friday, June 30th. Watch for the volatility there. And then looking here at the CPI neutral from Trueflation, not changing at all, staying at 2.46%. And in the past 24 hours, $87.7 million in liquidations. And I was telling the bros before we started the show that I really don't think that it's fair that we call this a liquidation, because it's really that's a really negative way of looking at it. What it really is this is people that made good calls on a trade, taking money from people that made bad calls on trades. So not really lost and liquidated. Liquidated means gone forever. It was only gone forever for one person. The other person made the money forever. So yeah, that's what we're looking at there. 87.7 million, 22, almost 23 million of those in Ethereum, 20 million of those in Bitcoin. Ethereum coming in almost equal longs versus shorts. Bitcoin coming in with more short liquidations than long, quite a bit more, about $3 million worth more. And then OKX was the big one for the last 24 hours for the exchanges. Those happened on OKX, taking the lead here lately versus Binance, which makes me think that a lot of people might be backing off from using Binance a lot for risk advertisement reasons, and are now starting to look for other things like Bybit or OKX. So that's what I got there. What do you got over there on the FOMC?
Yeah, well, I was going to make a comment really quickly about the liquidations, just so people kind of understand in case you guys are newer to the investing world. That's public information where longs are created, where shorts are created. So when you see those liquidations happening, it's just really experienced traders who they can see that public information. They see how many longs or shorts are on the market, and they make an educated risk to go to the opposite side, but it's educated. They've been in the game long. They understand when you have that many longs, for example, if there were longs liquidated, there's that many longs in the market, it's not going to take a lot to push the price back down and then liquidate those out, in which case they make some money. So in case you guys are wondering, every time you're able to see, if you see there's a lot of longs entered, you might want to be a little bit cautious. If you see there's a bunch of shorts entered, you might want to look for a good entry position, because liquidations are very, very common. Now, it's not perfect. There's sometimes where there's a lot of longs, and then those longs just keep piling, and then the price skyrockets, or vice versa. A lot of shorts, and it just plummets. So it's not a perfect system. You still want to use experience, but just in case you guys are wondering what Piper's talking about there, that's kind of how those work. A lot of traders use that. A lot of traders in the stock market and in crypto, they look for what they would call bubbles, where it's over leveraged positions, and then they, this is a small bubble. They just let me just pop that little, and then we can liquidate it down. It's perfect. So that's a little tidbit for you there. We're moving over to Fed Watch Tool this morning, and guess what? This is one of the sites where my mouse freaks out, so I'm going to keep it over here to the right. Nothing is changing this morning. We're a little higher than we have been over the last week or so at 76.9%, saying a 25 basis point rate hike coming in July, but nothing else has changed, guys. The expectation at this point is still to end the year at this rate, 525 to 550. That's a pretty high rate, guys. It's still going to be painful. We're getting news that that bank from Hong Kong that just launched a Bitcoin ETF, or about to launch a Bitcoin ETF, they're still predicting an American recession coming, and it could be because these interest rates are just stupid high. However, it's not what Jerome Powell has predicted, when Jerome Powell says that he's expecting a 5.6, which would mean 550 to 575. The CME futures tool is not predicting that's going to happen. In fact, it predicts here in January, for the first time, we'll actually get a pivot, a cut back down to 50 to 525. That's what we're currently sitting at. But of course, if we make it to 525 to 550, going back down would be a cut. Going to be interesting to see how that plays out. Of course, you guys know here on this channel, and a lot of crypto channels are kind of predicting the start of a bull run sometime January, maybe February of 2024, where we'll start to get back up towards that $50,000 range. In case you guys are looking for a good level, I think we put it out. I didn't even check last night, but Dan from Crypto Capital Venture, was on the BitBoy show on Friday, and his segment was so good. I think we put it on the BitBoy channel. We put that out last night, and he discusses not necessarily the price level that you need to wait for to necessarily get into the bull run, but the price level you need to see to have confirmation that the bull market is back. It was a phenomenal interview. Make sure you guys go check that out. Again, I think it's the most recent video at this point over on the BitBoy channel. That'll give you a little more information there. Moving over to the Bitcoin Fear and Greed Index, we ticked up a little bit today, up to 59, up from yesterday's 55 in the greed, but this is not as high as last week's 65. So not necessarily anything crazy. I like what we're seeing here. The fact that if we go over to Bitcoin's price, the fact
Hold
that
on, Tim,
oh,
Tim, I'm going to stop you. Go back again.
what did I do?
Same thing as yesterday. Now you're looking at
Listen,
bulletproof vest, tactical vest here now.
I've been doing
on?
doing so well with my calls that people are threatening my life, and so I'm looking into defense. I have to protect myself. In fact, I also want to get into hiking. So I got some good military boots are the best for hiking.
Tim, those are tactical boots, and they're so that you can run while you're fighting. Okay.
But they're the best for hiking as well. That's what I'm talking about.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
All right.
Notice I'm not purchasing any firearms. I'm just in defense, and then I want to run. I want to run away and protect myself.
So what I have gathered from the last couple of times of seeing this is that you are going to bike ride into the mountains and set up a tactical encampment on the mountainside. So
yeah.
And then you're going to do TA on the stars at night.
Back to TA.
Leave your recommendations of which of these I should purchase, please. I need good recommendations. We're gonna move on though, guys. Back to the show. Looking at our Bitcoin Fear and Greed Index, the fact that our prices are not necessarily too far off of levels where we hit 65 is a good sign. I do expect as the price of Bitcoin goes to the upside, we're gonna see that Bitcoin Fear and Greed Index continue to go to the upside as well. Just remember, I think this is a potential. If we go back out to the max, I've discussed the similarities again over and over and over again on the charts between now and back in 2019. Well, if we go back to 2019, which is back over here, June, we got all the way up to 9. It won't pinpoint this exact spot, but I'm going to guesstimate that that's sitting about 95, 96 at the time of the reversal back in June of 2019. Don't be surprised to see something similar happen, that we actually end up Bitcoin being up at 36K, maybe closer to 40K. We're up sitting closer to 96 on the greed index. And then we get our good, strong reversal back down. But I want to get over into the charts, guys. We're going to be using Chart Prime a lot today. Great indicators here, using formation as well. But we do have an update here. And you guys know we love Chart Prime, big supporter of the channel. You guys, with our link down below, you get 45% off your first month or your first quarter. But there is something that just is about to come back. It went away 4 months ago, 5 months ago, and is going to be back for a short time, and that is access to the lifetime access. You'll get it between July 2nd and July 8th. This is a very small window, guys, and when it goes away, I'm not saying it's going to be gone for forever, but you never know when this will be back. So if you are somebody who loves Chart Prime, you've been using it, you got one of our months with 45% off or maybe a quarter, and you're like, nope, this time I want lifetime access. Make sure you guys look for this, the July 2nd through the 8th. Limited time, lifetime access. You don't want to miss it. Let's go ahead and dive in here on the charts. Now, on the hourly chart, I'm starting low. I'll work my way up. We are getting some overbought flashes here on the Chart Prime Oscillator. What I'm looking at right here, though, guys, is our RSI in our chart. We're starting to reset here. We love this chart primed, this RSI primed right here. I got the name right today, Piper. Good for me. I'm learning. RSI primed. This is pretty much just the regular RSI free indicator that Chart Prime made, but you can see the way it flows, what's happening, the relative strength index. It measures it with like candles, and you can incorporate, you get engulfing candles that are really, really good bottom calls. You also just get to see the power of the flow of how strong it is rather than just seeing a straight line. So we're seeing a big red candle on the hourly chart, and we're seeing that same red candle on the price action as well. But a lot of times what you see this doing when we're starting to get up to these levels is it's just resetting. So yes, we've kind of topped out here in the hourly RSI. Don't be surprised if maybe over the next couple of hours, guys, Bitcoin is trading a little sideways and a little downwards. But here's where it starts to get good when we get out to the 4-hour chart. The 4-hour chart, we talked about this yesterday. It reset itself very, very nicely. That is not that big of a fall. Bitcoin's price, even if we were to go up to the exact top link, which though we really should only be going to the candle body close, but I'm just going to go show you, if you were to be at this exact peak and come down to the exact bottom, we're only looking at a 4.6% fall. Not that big of a deal. In reality, the way that our oscillators measure, you're really looking at candle body closes. So if we were to go to candle body closes, we're looking at about a 3% drop in Bitcoin's price from this top level. What is my point here? Well, look at how the oscillators have reset themselves. We got our chart prime oscillator right here coming back down below the 0 line. We had the chart, the RSI primed come below the 50. They reset themselves up very, very nicely for another push to the upside. This is one of the reasons why I'm suspecting that we're going to be having a push happen very, very soon. The other thing that I think is very cool happening, though, is when we go all the way back out to the daily chart. I'll talk about this formation here in just a second. But we discussed this the other day. Yes, we had the nice trifecta here of actually quadruple. Let's just, on the oscillators alone, we got a lot of bearish looking indicators right here happening. This is back up at the peak, by the way, guys. Red reversal triangle, orange overbought box. We got the OB flash. Down here on the money flow, this graph went way above the money flow. The RSI primed is sitting all the way up here at 89. All the things that you want to see on a chart to say, oh, this is about to reverse to the downside. And yet, again, not necessarily confirm this 100%, but yet the price is starting to bounce back up. If you're looking at the daily closes, we're not that much lower right now than we were from the daily close here just a couple of days ago. The highest daily close we have had in a long time. We haven't had a daily close this high since way back here in June of 2022. So about a whole year. This is the highest we've been for an entire year of candle body closes, and we're starting to make a push back up. The reason this is significant is because when you go back and look at the history of these charts, when you go back and look at bear markets, bull markets, bear trends, bull trends, during a bearish trend, let me kind of like look this right here. Let me take down this one right here just so we can see our chart primed oscillator just a little clearer. And I want to stretch this down just a little bit. There we go. If you guys look during a bear trend, look at how many oversold flashes. Look at these peak seekers, look at all these signals, and yet the price, it would hesitate at them, it would pause at them, but continue to push to the downside. There were certain ones like this one right here. This one ended up being a good call, but that was a good call after 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 pretty much ignoring flashes of oversold. What's my point here? Well, I scroll back even farther to the bull market and even the bull trends back in 2019. Look at all of these overbought flashes that got ignored. Finally, we had one right here that gets looked at, and I finally gets respected, but we had a bunch of ignored calls. My point is, even though on the daily chart we're seeing this happen, when you get an overbought signal ignored, when you get a high price on RSI or a high level on RSI ignored by the price action, that is part of your confirmation to the strength of this bull trend. And when I zoom in here a little closer, we're looking at these formations. We're building ourselves a nice little bull flag that I originally had a bull flag back here, but we're changing up how this bull flag is being formed. And there's two different ways of looking at this bull flag and how we're forming it right now. Go ahead and take it on my oscillators. You could do one thing. You could go conservative, and you could say, let's start at where it gets really parabolic back here on June 20th, back at 26,600. We could go all the way up here. I'm just going to stay conservative. I'm going to go to the start of this, and this would give us a price prediction right here. Boom. If this ends up being the bottom support level, this will give us a price prediction up towards $34,000. You guys know if we were to turn on our market dynamics, we talked about this level at 33.5 or so being a significant level on the 12-hour resistance on our multi-time frame. So that area, we're kind of looking good, but it gets even better if you were to go all the way down, which some people will do this, back down to the bottom here at 24.7 back on June 15th. This flagpole would give us a price prediction all the way up here towards, let's go ahead and play this out. This would give us a prediction up here towards 36,000. Guys, well, what is 36,000? For that, we got to go back out to the daily chart. We got to go all the way back to the top of the previous bull market down to what is the bottom of this current bear market. And this would be our 0.5 level, 0.382 level, excuse me, 0.382 level we've discussed in a lot of detail. You guys know this has been my call here for the last couple of weeks. I think there's an outside chance we make it up to 0.5 at 42, but in reality, I think that there's a lot of pressure, especially with this new addition of BlackRock wanting to come in, with the new addition of other centralized banks getting exposure into Bitcoin. I think there could be a push and then a take profit up here towards 36, maybe push towards 38, but there's a lot of different things popping up on the charts telling us that is significant. You definitely should be keeping your eye out for it. Let's take a look at our fixed range volume profile real quick here on Bitcoin. I'm going to start off by going all the way back to the bull market high and see if there's anything significant here. We're currently above our point. Man, this is so crazy. After all this price action, our value area high is all the way down here at 29.7. That being said, because we're not crazy far away from it, if there were to be bearish pressure, you're probably looking at that level right there as some strong support as well. But we're seeing a lot of things kind of lining up for the more bullish case here. And again, I want to see the price push up. Let's see it. Let's get back above 31,000. It might not be today. It might be closer towards tomorrow when we see the hourly charts looking a little bearish. But if we get that push back above 31,000 and ignore those daily overbought flashes, come on now, chart. Why are you taking? If we ignore that, that could start our nice run up toward. I think 33.5 is one place to look, and then again at about 36,000 is where I'm saying I think Bitcoin could top out here within the next month. Let me know in the comments what you think. There's another thing we want to take a look at here. I'm not going to look at the Cardano chart itself today. It's kind of sitting in the same spot as yesterday. Go back and watch yesterday's show if you want to get a quick explanation on Cardano chart. But there was something brought to my attention this morning. ETH over Bitcoin chart. It has been dropping. In fact, this is the lowest that ETH over Bitcoin has been since back in July of 2022. So that means about 300-day low for the Ethereum over Bitcoin chart. You guys know Ben Cohen has been calling and saying he thinks this is going to be going lower. Cohen, however his name is pronounced. I always just read it. Never really actually met the guy. Would love to have him on the channel if he would love to come on. But what I've had drawn here for a while, this is not like something I drew this morning. I drew this back in March. We're getting very close to a support level of a falling wedge pattern. We also pull these oscillators, and we're getting an oversold flash right here. Now, again, are we going to ignore it and continue to move to the downside? That absolutely could happen. In fact, actually, when we zoom in here, that is a little bit of what's happening here because this flash actually comes all the way back here at this price action a couple of days ago. So this is a bearish sign. But as we get closer here towards support, as we're seeing the RSI prime to be super low here down towards 4, look for a potential bounce on ETH over Bitcoin. If we lose this blue line, Ben Cohen is going to be absolutely correct. I think he's predicting a fall back down towards lows. I think he was almost insinuating we're going to come back. Oh, I think he was coming right here. I think he was saying we're going to get back down here to the resistance level we had back in February of 2021. He's predicting we could fall that low. If we don't hold this blue line, that's absolutely possible. But for now, I think there's a decent little chance that Ethereum over Bitcoin could have a little bit of a bounce. Whether it breaks through and plays out its full prediction here, which, by the way, when you're using falling wedges, you'd go from open to top. Let's just pretend we bounce here. That could bounce the Ethereum over Bitcoin back up to 0.079. Don't know if it's ready for that just yet, but give it a couple of months, give it more towards the end of this year, towards the beginning of next year. I do think we're going to see Ethereum over Bitcoin go to the upside. The other one I want to look at, and this one is really crazy. I don't think it's ready to go yet, but this, what the heck? Did I get it? Yeah, I think I got it. Boom. This is another one that I'm going to be keeping my eyes on. This is the Cardano over Bitcoin chart. By the way, guys, the low that we're at on Cardano over Bitcoin, we have not seen since all the way back here in January of 2021. So this is one of the things that's scary. I don't even necessarily know if it's done. You guys can see right here, just like I talked about before, we ignored this oversold flash. What does that mean? The bears have a lot of strength. That should continue. But the lower and lower we drop, the greater the bounce is going to be. Keep an eye on a couple different trend lines. We have our falling trading channel with these red levels. That could drop. We see the Cardano price drop. Oh, how many zeros is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think 5 zeros. I think that's 5 zeros and a 5, or this blue level has started to develop a little bit of a support level. Keep your eyes on that. Either way, I think there's a chance we're close to support on ADA over Bitcoin as well. Bitcoin dominance is just running rampant. What is this going to look like? We'll have to wait and see. But keep your eyes on those charts. That's explaining why the Bitcoin dominance is climbing the way that it is, because Ethereum and Cardano, Cardano's a little lower now, but two are the ones that rival Bitcoin more for dominance, and especially we could also look at the XRP over Bitcoin chart, but I'm going to go ahead and pause right there. Throw it over to Piper because it's already 9:30. A lot of stuff happening this morning, guys. I think Bitcoin is still climbing. I think we're going to see a push over 31 the next couple of days and then approach that 33.5. Let me know what you guys think. Piper, what are you seeing on Ethereum's chart this morning? And I think, did we have a super before we get there, Piper? Just as we're about to clean transition, we had a super chat earlier, didn't we? We had a couple.
Bro, we had a bunch of super chats earlier.
Yeah, let's go and let's read some of these. Alex Green said, Here's to the community. Let's all give a little back. Love the channel. Thank you. Also, thank you, Alex Green. Love seeing you in here. Miss having you in bro time. Because we haven't seen you there in a while. Come back. CBD Suddy said, for the community. Gia S says, for the community. What great people. We are the great. Not only is this the most generous community in all crypto YouTube, it's the most amazing, most uplifting, most encouraging group. You guys are absolutely the best. We also got 141 people watching. How about that? Smash that like button, everybody. And also, if you've loved what you've seen so far, subscribe to the channel. We wanted to get to, it's not over yet. We wanted to get to what is it, 4,000 subs? What are we at currently? Yeah, we wanted to get to, we're 3.46. We wanted to get to 4,000 subs by the end of June. We only have a couple of days left, but if you guys go nuts and share it with everybody, maybe we still hit it. But if we don't get it, we're going to get it by the end of July. Make sure you guys are a part of that. You guys are still OGs here. Crypto Seth just said, love you guys. Best TA in the community. Thank you so much, Crypto Seth. I got to reach out back after you soon. I got to comment because I need to get somebody on for Friday for our DGen Friday. So look out for that, Crypto Seth. Piper, I'm sorry. It took a little bit. What are you seeing on the Ethereum charts?
Yeah, I got that. By the way, Bedred replied back to what you said about his trades. He said, with Piper's help, yes, his calls have been amazing. His 2-time XRP calls have been legit 100. One of them was on the live stream. So thank you, Bedred, and I appreciate the support and love, man. That's why we do what we do. Try to help our bros out, right? And by the way, thanks, Tim, for telling me what Ben Cowan said, because I haven't been able to see what he said for a while. He has blocked me everywhere. Yep. Yep, he has. Because I told him that he's operating on 2020 data to make calls in 2023, because he did not understand the fundamentals of Ethereum's new design. So, and which I was right. He was wrecking people, telling them just stay in Bitcoin and miss out on all of these gains in the altcoins. And I'm like, you need to do TA, do better, Ben. Looking at Ethereum here. You can see again, like we had talked about, that we had all this rejection up here at the 887, and right now we did bounce below. I told you guys, I think it was Monday. Yeah, it was Monday. I said watch for support on the trend assist, and that's exactly what happened. We bounced right off of it, and now we are back above this breaker block. That's what this gray background is here, and we're sitting above the mats, the moving average trend sniper free indicators from Chart Prime, sitting right there above it on support right now. So not looking bad on ETH. If we go ahead, let's jump into see what the oscillators are telling us. Oscillator did give us a nice little peak seeker here on this candle, and then we also had, not a peak seeker, uptrend arrow, and then we also had on RSI Prime the engulfing candlestick pattern that also printed right here. So we've got some bullish things going on in the oscillators, but what bothers me is that despite the fast moving, slow moving average down here on the MACD more normalized coming up, and the histogram coming up, the RSI Prime showing this, the uptrend, the ribbon twist, all the things that I want to see on an oscillator. One thing bothers me here. Our MFI, that light blue cloud you're seeing running behind the Trend Fusion oscillator, is still coming down, which makes me believe that we've got a little bit of weakness going on right now in this up move. I do think we may come back down a little bit here and retest either the 786 or maybe a trend assist bounce again. So be watching for that. That's money flow is the only thing that's bothered me. When I see this money flow start to flip here, then I will be very bullish on the rest of the indicators and what they're telling me. So that's what I'm seeing there on that. Let's jump into XRP. Yesterday, guys, on the live stream, I told you that if we did have a downside and it was looking very weak, that we would probably be looking at 47-cent mark. And I told you that because that was where we were going to be sitting for the where is my fib retracement? There it is. Why do I have a different one on there? I don't know. I was on a show. I was on Debate Crypto last night, so I apologize. Anyway, I said that we would be coming down to this trend assist here, and that's exactly what it did. It wicked down to let me get this right. 47.061 cents. So exactly where it bounced at, coming back up and now just kind of grinding sideways in the consolidation. Guys, consolidation score is a 10. This means that we should have some type of breakout that will switch our prime score back into a trend, and this consolidation will start to go down. And let me just look here. I want to go to like a 1 hour here. I want to get in very close here. And we're going to throw on the trend channel and see what's going on here. Do we have a new trend channel here? No, we do not. Let's go to like a 15-minute and see. I bet there's one coming right there. There it is. So yeah, if you go to the 15-minute, you can see that we are trading in a rising wedge right now and inside of the trend channels from Chart Prime. So be watching for something to happen here. And when it does, just be ready. If it's, up top and we start to get a breakout, especially if it's here on this wedge itself. If it comes up here and breaks out and comes in for a retest on top of that, be looking for a long. If it comes down and we get that confirmed breakout retest on this lower line, then you'll be looking for a short there. And so that's what I'll be watching today on the 15-minute. I know it's I normally do higher time frame trades, but that is definitely what I would be doing. And you can even go in there and take those lines on the 15-minute and draw over them with your trend line tool, and then that will be there present on your higher time frames if you want to get into that trade. So, but that's what I'm seeing there. Everything on XRP right now, though, looking decent for upside, even though it looks like it could be downside with that rising wedge. That's a bearish pattern, but we do have the engulfing candlestick patterns down here on RSI primed. We do look like we're about to flip on the histogram. It looks like we're about to twist on the fast moving, slow moving averages here. Money flow is like buried deep on the downside, so it could be coming up. Trend is flipped to green, and it looks like we're gonna get a bounce here, a close bounce to that bullish zone on the Prime Oscillator Pro. So I think we're going to see upside on it, but just keep an eye on that lower time frame breakout there. So that's what I got.
I don't know why people are saying, but I'm hearing a lot of predictions that there's a massive amount of money about to flow into the crypto space. I think mainly Bitcoin and Ethereum, but I think it's going to trickle into some of the alts as well. Again, nothing confirming that, but I want people to understand and hear that. Like, there is a lot of thought that I think that BlackRock actually even is going to push a little more. This is their comfort zone. I think this is the peak at their comfort zone. Do not be surprised to see institutional money flow in at this level, pump up to 33.5, maybe 36K, take profit, bring us back down so they can keep gobbling up more. That's their game. But there's just a lot. There's a lot on the Ethereum chart, the XRP chart, the Bitcoin chart that are suggesting a pump should be coming here very soon. And it's kind of all sewing together a nice little picture. What were you gonna say, Piper?
Degen Tolman asked what MFI stands for. That's the money flow index. It shows money coming in and money going out, depending on if it's angling down or up. It's the blue cloud on there. It's the MFI. It's a great money flow indicator. So
cool. We had some super chats here with some love for Cryptex. By the way, guys, if we don't say his name enough, Cryptex, I put it down here. I told Cryptex that he is the secret glue that makes all the magic happen. This dude, correct me if I'm wrong, Piper, and the Cryptex, correct me in chat. He is so great at what he does. He reached out to us early before we even started a channel, but he reached out to me and said, "Hey, anything I can do to help, please let me know." I said, "Bet." We're gonna come in here, help us out. He has been super phenomenal helping the investing bros, getting that Discord set up. It's a beautiful Discord. Make sure you guys are going into it. But he was so good, we got him connected with Chart Prime, and I think now he's connected with Gem Hunters. And And am I right that he got to quit his regular job to full-time work in the crypto space?
Yes,
Dude,
that has
I'm
been my
so
goal.
happy
That
for
has
him.
been my goal since I stepped into the crypto space. I want to hook as
I'm
many
so
people
happy.
up as I can.
Yes. Yeah, Crypto says huge shout out to Cryptex working silently for us. Then we had Alex Green said shout out to Cryptex for being sticky. And then Crypto said third shout out for Cryptex. Guys, Cryptex is amazing. If you don't like him, then something's wrong with you. Cryptex just said look away for 5 minutes and I come back to all this love. Love you guys. We love you, Cryptex. You are the GOAT. So happy to see your success. Man, we're behind with stuff. Do we have anything to announce in community? I know tomorrow we have some of the people from Kadena coming on. So make sure if you want to learn more, again, it's not going to be a sponsored video. We are not going to be necessarily sitting here recommending you guys go invest your money into Kadena, but it's going to be an educational interview so you guys can learn a little more about it. It's a proof of work system. It works for scalability on the Bitcoin platforms too. So make sure you guys tune in tomorrow. I want to learn a lot. There's a lot I need to learn about Kadena, but I want to clarify. We're not recommending you buy it. This is not a sponsorship. This is an educational video. Anything else for community?
Yeah. I've just got the graphic here for Kadena. Joins us on the Investing Bros tomorrow, June 28th. Be there or be square. I think we're ready to go ahead and get into the market open here, guys. And there's no better way to transition into U.S. equities than to start off on Coinbase, which to my knowledge is one of the biggest crypto equities there are on trade on the New York Stock Exchange. So let's take a look at it here. It's coming in a little higher this morning, up 2.8%. I did take a position as that's kind of accumulating here on the down in this equilibrium range here from Chart Prime, the Market Dynamics Pro from Chart Prime. So it's just above that now. It's kind of hitting some order blocks support here, order blocks resistance, excuse me. So, but I'm definitely looking for it to at least to come back up to 71 per share. If not, go ahead and make a run up for some of those highs that it saw back in March and back in February, up there around 79, maybe even tickle 80. Eventually, this thing's going to pop up and make some runs back towards hopefully all-time highs, but you do see some valleys here in the fixed range, all the way up at 189. You see some peaks here back at 257. So wishful thinking right now, but as Bitcoin does start to climb and as we start to cycle into a bull market here towards the end of the year and certainly into next year, Coinbase will be a U.S. equity to own, and you can own that on Robinhood. We've got a beautiful link down here among all of our other link ecosystem, but right here, Robinhood, you can go ahead and click that right there, and you will be able to purchase U.S. equities, Tesla, Amazon, Goldman Sachs, and Coinbase. Here you go. All right, let's go ahead and jump back up to energy. Energy coming in red this morning. U.S. oil down 0.8%. Natural gas down 1.1% there on the futures contracts. ETFs down 1.5%. So energy is getting cheaper here for your U.S. economy. And your indexes across the board are green, with the NASDAQ leading higher 0.5% to the upside. Looking good there for U.S. equities. Risk rotation back into equities, baby. Money coming off the sidelines, just what we want to see. The same thing down here. Green across the screen for crypto. Not a single green, red name here, guys. Even Pepe and Doge are coming in green. So heavy rotation of liquidity back into crypto. Folks coming off the sidelines saying, I want to put my money back in the magic internet money, baby. So your Bitcoin coming in 1%, Ethereum coming up 1%. Let's see who's going to take the cake. I think it goes to FET.ai coming in at 4.9% to the upside this morning. And your lagger, I'd say, it's got to be maybe it's a Binance, up only 0.9%. Everything. Oh, well, you got Cardano. Actually, it's Uniswap. I don't know why I'm trying to pick the lagger on a green day. There you go. But it looks like it's Uniswap. Uniswap had a pretty big run up last week. You can see here.
VeChain and Algo are both in the red.
Oh, yeah? Okay,
so
well, they're not on my watch list.
Sui and Kava are 2% in the red. Kava's almost 3% in the red. So we got some laggers. There's some laggers, T-Shroom.
There's some laggards, but we're taking a look here at my watch list, which is the watch list that matters. We're going to keep cruising along here. Let's see. Silver coming in a little higher this morning. So money rotating into every asset class so far. So I would imagine that the DXY has got to be coming down. Taking a look here at the mega cap tech stocks, you are seeing the right color here, mostly green across the screen, although Google is getting a little sell-off down 1.3%. Let's take a look at that chart there, as it is the anomaly on the day. Man, Google probably needs to make I put an alert for Tesla at a similar level. I'm going to go ahead and put in another alert here, because if this needs to come down and fill this gap right here. There's about a gap that is going to see Google come down about 4.3%. Gaps need to be filled, and this is on the daily chart. So I would imagine this gap does need to get filled here. So while the rest of U.S. equities here are green across, the rest of mega cap U.S. equities are green across the screen, you're really missing out there if you're in Google. Taking a look here at Tesla, up 1.3%, and Microsoft up 1.3%. Bonds are mixed, with your later dates coming down on the yields and your earlier dates coming up. Just as we've seen day after day, month after month. Dixie, as predicted, is down 0.3% here, as money is heavy, as US dollars are heavy rotating into equities, into actual assets, out of currency, thus putting less pressure to the upside on the Dixie. Taking a look here at cannabis, it is down substantially. Had an update yesterday, taking a little bit of a breather. You can see here, we already covered Coinbase, but you can see C3.ai taking a little bit of a move to the upside this morning. Snowflake had a big partnership announcement today, I think with NVIDIA. So you should see some more upside to Snowflake throughout the day. But right now, is it only up 2.4%? Coming to a close here, we'll cover the big banks. We'll cover oil, which are both basically in the red here, but names of JP Morgan and Schellenberger able to cling to the green status. Just a quick refresher. We don't do this very often, but I wanted to show you guys something really quickly. This is actually the inflation rate. I'm going to turn off the indicators here because we don't need those. But you can see, and the Bollinger Band, don't need that either. You can see here, guys, this is where our inflation in the United States peaked at 9.1% back in June 1st. Since then, we've seen a reversal to the downside, and we are hanging out right here at 4%. Some of you guys know this. Some of you guys are seeing this chart for the first time. If you really zoom out, you can see that we've had much worse inflation in the past. Going back to 1915, you can see it's gotten way out of control. And then as recently as May 1980, you can see it was up at 14%. Well, this isn't a history lesson channel. This is a day trading channel. So we'll get back into the charts. Guys, that is going to end our market open here. Seeing, the summary here, ultimately heavy rotation out of the dollar into assets, whether it be crypto, whether it be U.S. equities, whether it be metals. All of those names are up this morning. Your only asset class that we covered that's down is going to be, the big banks, oil producers, and then energy itself also down. So money rotating out of risk, I guess you could say, or money rotating into risk, out of security, and the chief security among those being the dollar. So there you go. That's your analysis from the market open. We've done community. I think we're ready to go ahead and get into stories. So was there anything there that jumped out that we wanted to discuss, though?
Well, I forgot real quickly. So today is bro time, because I saw this in chat. Alex says he's going to be in bro time today. For anyone who doesn't know, bro time is for our gold members over in our Patreon for today. I am really going to try to be there, guys. I have a doctor's appointment that's going to be running close to that time, but hopefully it's quick. It's easy. I'm out. I'm there because I want to talk to Alex. But if you guys are wondering how to get a part of that, we're going to have some updates coming soon on this. But right now we do have a Patreon account that you guys can also support the Investing Bros channel. And one of the perks of that and the gold membership is you get to come into twice a week bro time. So last update there, T-Shroom. I think we're ready. It's pretty much 9:50. We got some headlines, though. It's a boring day somewhat, but there are some interesting headlines we got to cover.
Absolutely. Just to round out our market open, guys, I know we're trying to constantly educate about everything in the investing world. Just take a look at this really quick. This is the NASDAQ 100. Just 7 companies make up 50% of that. The largest, the chief among those is your boy Microsoft, and then followed up by Apple, Alphabet, which is Google, Amazon, NVIDIA, Meta, and Tesla. So just wanted to give you a little injection of education there about your U.S. equities and how everything works over there. Going to start off with this headline. We're not going to get into the article, but Bitcoin is on a roll. How the biggest crypto could top 35,000 this week. Why is this important? Why am I bringing this to your attention? Because this is from Barron's.com. Barron's is pretty well respected. It's also a pay to play. You got to pay for the subscription here, but they are usually pretty bearish on Bitcoin. You're starting to see just another tick in the direction of establishment, American media, American banks moving pro crypto. Well, our biggest and kind of first story here that we'll cover, Cathie Wood's ARK reportedly first in line for a spot Bitcoin ETF. We're 10 minutes from the close of the show. We're going to go ahead and get into the details here. ARK and European asset manager 21 Shares filed an application with the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission, SEC, maybe you've heard of them, for a spot Bitcoin ETF in April. That now is the only one ahead of BlackRock's. So 21 Shares, ARK, and CBOE are first in line because their next SEC decision date is August 13th. So that is a date to save, August 13th of this year. And we don't have yet a date for the other 19B4 applications like the one from BlackRock. So in case you didn't know, BlackRock does not have an application decision date yet, according to this article, whereas August 13th is the next decision date for the spot Bitcoin ETF belonging to ARK Invest in collaboration with 21 Shares. And then it looks like CBOE probably has a separate filing application that is unrelated to 21 Shares and ARK, but is before BlackRock. So those are the ones that are important. Looks like there's 2 applications before BlackRock. So just good to know. I mean, ultimately that translates into bullishness. What do you guys think about this, Piper? Do you think that this really has any effect on markets, is going to move markets at all? Or do you think this just brings legitimacy to ARK Invest and Cathie Wood behind the helm over there?
So Tim and I talked about this a little bit earlier, and I think he's 100% right. And I'm sorry if I'm going to steal your thunder on this, Tim, but
do it.
I absolutely think that it's going to be interesting to see how Gary Gensler and the SEC give the first go to BlackRock, the master puppeteer of the SEC, in front of ARK Investments. I think people are gonna scratch their heads and go, how'd that happen? So yeah, I think you're absolutely right there. I don't know that she's going to get it before BlackRock does, even if she was filed first.
Yeah, and that's a question I have, T-Shroom, and I don't know if we know the answer to this, but like, just because they filed first, and that was information I didn't know. I didn't know there was a date that they're scheduled to have their answer by, and then BlackRock doesn't have one. But legally, does the SEC have to answer the first one that comes in? Could they approve BlackRock, say, the end of this week, and then wait until August, whatever, to give the answer to them? Also, they have a lot of time, and we know that they've been hiring lawyers with all their lawsuits and stuff. I would be very surprised if the SEC is not scurrying around like a bunch of busy ants trying to work through legal loopholes to find a way to justify denying ARK Invest and yet approving BlackRock. Watch there potentially be some BS FUD about ETFs, and they're going to deny this one, and they're going to wait on BlackRock. They're not going to deny it, but they're going to wait, and then something's going to come out and say, oh, wait a minute. Actually, you know what? No, ETFs are okay. BlackRock, you're approved.
Now, here's what's going to happen. Document 13, page 2, was supposed to be in triplicate. We need you to resubmit.
Yeah, for real. Yeah. They're going to find some BS reason. Again, I would love to be wrong. I would love for ARK Invest to get the first one. I like Cathie Wood. There's some things, Woods, she has an S on the end of her name, I'm pretty sure. There's some things she's said and done that I'm like, all right, Cathie, push the brakes. That's a little much. No, but it's just I like Cathie who Wood. She is. It's just Cathie Wood? Okay. I don't know why. All right. Someone corrected me one time that said it's Cathie Woods. And all right, good to know. All right. My point though is I'd love to see it happen. I just in the scope of things that we've seen playing out at the SEC, it's been so fishy. For them to do something the right way would be the biggest surprise in the world to me. I just have come to expect if there's a weird way of doing things, they're gonna find it.
Absolutely. Yep, well, we've covered that story, but we're not out of the woods yet on the ETF. So Circle CEO optimistic over Bitcoin spot ETF approval. Progress is being made. There he is right there. That is Circle CEO Jeremy Allier, and he's got something to say. He thinks progress is being made with more mature market structures that would support something like that, meaning the spot ETF, Algier said in an interview with Bloomberg, you have mature spot markets, well-regulated custody infrastructure, and a good market surveillance. So kind of citing some of the things that, may sway Gary Gensler, or maybe some of the arguments that Gary Gensler will make to say that this new wave of ETFs should be approved. Many of the past concerns are being addressed, something that makes him believe that Bitcoin ETFs are more likely to be approved for general investor access. So there you go. That is the Circle boss giving his take. Of course, they have an ETF applications of the spot variety, of course, as well. You wouldn't expect anything less from Circle over there, the issuer of USDC. So there he is, and he's got something to say, and he said it. And generally, here, my take on this, really quick, guys, is that I think they're going to approve them all. I think it would look too bad for Gary, because he's so concerned about what the crypto community thinks about him, right? But you got to remember that ARK Invest is definitely not a crypto. They're not in the crypto niche. They have diversified into crypto, but they are very much like TradFi. So I think that they're not anywhere near as big as Fidelity, and they're certainly not as big as BlackRock. But I think that this is just my opinion. This is my prediction. I think that the SEC is going to go ahead and approve ARK Invest spot Bitcoin ETF, and probably the CBOE as well. And then they'll give BlackRock the green light. Why does this make sense to me? Because then it doesn't put so much, the headline isn't BlackRock gets first spot coin ETF. You get ARK Invest. You get a little buffer, right? A little PR buffer, so it's not quite so obvious. I think that's kind of the way.
It'd be a surprise, man. It'd be a surprise.
It would, yeah, and there would be a lot of people surprised by that. It sounds like Tim would be one of them. All right, moving along here. EU reaches agreement on crypto asset regulations and banking. This one's a little bit kind of inside baseball here, but here's a couple of details there. The new rules, which also recalibrate the risk weighing for banking assets, such as corporate loans, aim to boost the strength and resilience of banks operating in the union. So I got to be honest with you guys. I read this one. It seems like what it means is that if you're going to have crypto on your balance sheet as an EU regulated bank, you're going to have more. You're going to have more collateral. Essentially, that's kind of what it looks like. So that kind of makes sense, and what bank doesn't want to have more on their balance sheet? Just forcing banks to have more money. Boo-hoo. Cry me a river. Moving along here, Robinhood to cut 7% of its staff after 2 rounds of layoffs. So Robinhood having to go ahead and cut some losses here in the form of labor. Always unfortunate, but hey, are they replacing with AI? I bet you some of it is. Let's see. And then our last story here, Riot Platforms to add 33,000 Bitcoin miners ahead of 2024 halving. Hey, if you guys didn't hear, 2024 is actually going to have a halving. So I actually just read that there's going to be a party down in El Salvador. Might have to go check that out. The rigs, which were sourced from mining manufacturer MicroBT, will boost the firm's self-mining capacity by 7.6 exahashes per second, and comes in advance of Bitcoin's next halving cycle, which is set to take place in heard rumors, April 2024. So very excited for that, and it looks like Riot Platforms is too. Tim, that's going to round out our stories.
Yeah.
Thank you guys so much for watching and listening. That was their headlines for Crypto Today, June 27th, 2023.
We had another super chat.
In the year of our Lord.
Seth. Oh my goodness. All right. Anything else we're going to say now? Crypto Seth said, shout out to Crux of Crypto. Absolutely shout out to Crux. By the way, Crux is another secret glue here to the Investing Bros channel. If you guys are not subscribed to that newsletter, it goes out every single Monday. Make sure you're subscribed to it. We got a lot of stuff. Crux puts that together. We get some TA in there. We get some T-Shroom thoughts. You definitely want to be a part of that. Just got another super chat from Matt C. Says, love this community. Well, you know what, Matt? We love you. And
yeah.
We love Matt. Just, by the way, guys, Matt, there are some people that everyone
That's
here,
true.
there's a lot of people here that have done a lot, but there are some people, Cryptex, Crux has come in and done some stuff, but then you have like the Matt C's, the Crypto Set guys, some of these people who, when I say OGs, they get the official OG because they were OGs before it even started. And what I mean by that is they were a part of the creation of this channel. They are part of what makes it special, what builds every detail of it. So, Matt, we love you. In case you guys didn't know, Matt's been going through some stuff, and I'm not going to get into the details. It's his business if he wants to say it. But we love you, Matt. We know that you wish you could be here every single day. But we know that you love us and we love you. Alex Green said, this is for Crux. Thank you, bud. Guys, that's all we have for today's show. Yep.
Right after this, in 15 minutes, I'm going to be on BitLab Academy doing TA. So
shout out to Kelly Kellum. Guys, make sure you go watch that right after. I mean, make that your daily ritual. Wake up and watch us, then go watch Kelly, and then go watch BitBoy, and then go watch Sin City, and then go watch, there's
a whole flow. There's a flow. I love it.
I love it too. Guys, that's all we have for you in today's show. Thank you so much, everyone who came in. We got like almost to 170 concurrent today. Got almost 100 likes. Smash that like button on the way out. There are still probably 30-something of you that have not smashed that like button right now. Go ahead and do that. If this was your first time, please subscribe to the channel. We are the Investing Bros, the most generous crypto community in all of YouTube. That being said, we'll see you tomorrow morning, same time, same place. You guys have a great day.
Trying to make paper, turn that better to cake. Money like Lego, connect the dots, stack bank. We are investing bros. We are investing bros. Army pipe, lethal on trade. Entries and exits, worthy of praise. Tim, the professor, the TA. Shout it out loud on the PA. T-Shrooms news, got the word. Doing better than what he deserves. Beamer, leave no evidence. Soon fly coop with his dividend. Trying to make paper, turn that better to cake. Money like Lego, connect the dots, stack bank. We are investing bros. We are investing bros.
Investing bros. Investing bros. Investing bros. Investing bros. Investing bros.